Lynn Dieppe has been practicing karate since she was 9 years old. At 17, she now has a double black belt and continues to practice regularly. At 4'10", she might look like a crouching tiger, but she's really a hidden dragon.
Karate allows me personally to become the strongest version of myself in a way that mentally and physically as well. Through the physical training, I think that I have developed the mindset of facing my opponent whether the situation is difficult or not.
In light of recent attacks on young women around the Lower Mainland, notably that of Serena Vermeersch, parents are on high alert about their children's safety. Co-owner of Elements Martial Arts, Misha Dewar-McClelland, teaches self-defense to high school girls. She says women need to know how to protect themselves.
When you look at sexual assault statistics or violence in relationships, women are predominantly the victims in those situations.
Unlike Lynn, not all teenage girls know how to fight back. So why aren't there more workshops in public schools?
So I don't think that there's necessarily an unwillingness on the part of the public school system to get involved. I just think that we're a ways off from it being something that would be considered mandatory.
We spoke to public high schools in Vancouver, and they told us they haven't been able to provide self-defense workshops for girls in a while now. Templeton Secondary School in East Vancouver hasn't been able to do it for over 3 years now, saying PE teachers just don't have the resources or the money to organize it. And even when schools do provide self-defense training, Lynn says it's not good enough.
During gym class, we had this judo lesson, but it didn't really help out that much. There's so many creepers out there nowadays, and we have to learn how to defend ourselves.
Since the Vancouver School Board does not mandate self-defense workshops for girls, it's up to girls to look to outside sources to get the training they want. Neha Prihar in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine. Playgrounds fill with kids as they head back to school this week. But back to school also means drivers need to watch their speed now that school zones are back into effect.
All public schools, which are now back in class, will also be met with police officers in the school zones enforcing the 30-kilometer-an-hour speed. Anything greater than 30 kilometers an hour will just increase the risk of an accident and injury to a child, which of course nobody would like to see.
You know, sometimes kids will be dropped off and there'll be parked cars on both sides. So then, and if a child is dropped off in between, a car coming won't be able to see that a little child is crossing in between. So that's a little scary.
School zones are in effect from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Police and parents are urging drivers to slow down for kids walking and biking to school.
I would like to see the residential areas slow down, not just near the school, but outside of the school as well.
We do live on the bike route, and I do find people don't always obey the 30 kilometers an hour speed limit.
Take that extra 2 or 3 minutes to slow down when you're going through a school zone. Be alert, pay attention between parked cars where kids may dash out.
Everything's fine until something happens, and unfortunately, you know, something may happen if we don't change those bad habits, but we have been very fortunate so far.
The penalty for getting caught speeding is a $196 fine and 3 points on your license. But the real reason to slow down is to protect the safety of the students. Neha Prihar in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine. Thanks, Kyle. In a press conference late Wednesday evening, Dr. Zane Cohen did confirm that the tumor found in Ford's abdomen was indeed cancerous. Now, there were actually 2 tumors that were found, one significantly larger than the other. This is a very rare form of cancer. It's found in less than 1% of adult cancers that are diagnosed. Ford is expected to begin his chemotherapy treatment in the next 48 hours. Kyle?
Yeah, how is this going to influence the mayor's position in office?
Now, unless the mayor takes a formal leave of absence, he will remain in charge of the city until December 1st, which is when the new mayor is signed into office. He has yet to make any sort of statement in regards to that as of yet, but he did say in a statement that he will be facing the battle of a lifetime, and he wants Toronto to know that he will be challenging this face-on, and he expects to win. Kyle? A new nonprofit organization in Vancouver wants to give artists more designated space to develop their work. Matt Troy is the director of the Vancouver Art and Leisure Society. He joins us here today. Matt, thanks for being here.
Hi Neha, thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about what you're trying to do to give artists more space to showcase their work.